For the level where I played and the places where I played, I think the NPFL is better than those places. I'd say okay. The lowest point I'd say in my career was when I was in the academy. It was now when I became professional.
And on today's episode, we have an exclusive from one of the Nigerian Professional Football League finest. He's a central midfielder. He plays for one of the new and vibrant club in the league. His name is Folarin Temitope Tolani, and he's a midfielder for Ikorodu City FC. But before we delve into that, with me on the panel today is Yinka, JD, and Ahmed. On the last episode, we discussed some transfer dealings, which we'll come to later in the show. But right now, we have an important guest in the studio with us today. Mr. Folarin, good day and welcome to the Late Go podcast. How are you feeling today?
I'm very good, thank you. A bit tired because I'm just getting it fine. Thank you.
The
Good
life
to
of
have
a
you here,
professional
Folarin.
life of a
Thank you.
professional
Thank you.
footballer.
Welcome aboard.
Before we delve into the questions, let me just run us through a background information about who Mr. Folarin Temitope is. So, Mr. Folarin Temitope is a professional footballer with Ikorodu City FC, a club he joined in August 2024. Before that time, Mr. Folarin has played across two continents, the African continent and the European continent. In 2015, he moved from Accra to Bamako, where he spent 4 years. From 2019, he moved to CSM Lugoj in Romania before he moved back to Crown FC in Nigeria, and now he's with Ikorodu City FC. Quite a journey, Mr. Folarin.
Yeah.
To start on today's episode, I really want to ask you, Mr. Folarin, how did you decide it was football? What led you to football?
Okay, so I can't say something particular led me to football because all my life, as far as I can remember, I've been playing.
Wow.
So I think growing up, my mom told me someone used to take me to every day when I was a baby. So I guess it came from there because as far as I can remember, I've been playing. So I guess
But,
that's
but,
where it all started.
but how did it happen professionally?
Okay, professionally. So let me take you from to the beginning. So in 2008, I joined the football academy that was in Mali, GMG Academy. That's how I went to Mali, by the way. So I left school, left everything
Wow.
to GMG Academy, and so that was where everything started.
I have a follow-up question, if you don't mind me asking. Before
No,
you moved to Mali, did you play with any academies in Nigeria, maybe in your local area? How did that Malian academy find you? How did they scout you?
Okay, so I played with a team in an academy like you guys call it. Okay, Probitex Football Academy. Yeah, at Isheri Bega here. So I think I spent like 2-3 months with them. I just joined. Then JMJ Academy came to Nigeria. JMJ
Here,
Academy came to. Sorry
okay, I
about
can
that.
hear you.
Okay. So JMG Academy came to Nigeria. They came for trials. We did it in 3 steps. They came to my area, picked some people, went to other places in Lagos State, picked some people, went to other states in Nigeria, picked some people, and then the people they picked in Lagos State, we came together again. We did another trial. They picked some people. So, but the last trial, people from different states, we came together, did the trial. Then I was part of the 4 people they picked, and then I joined the academy.
The lucky four. Okay, I want to ask, when was your first professional contract?
My first professional contract, it was Mali League was not professional when it was still amateur league. So I can't say it was Mali League, but the contract I signed right at Bamako was practically professional because we're training like professionals. Every day you train. It's not like you're doing something else in the side. So you train every day, just focusing on. So if I'd say right at Bamako, then it's 2015. But then if I would say France, because I played in France before I came to before I went to Lagos. So it would be in France. But then there also it was an amateur league, but I had it. So yeah.
Okay,
Sorry, Samson.
still on this topic.
Before you continue, what was that thing that interests you about the Malian side? Because, like you said, they didn't have a professional league as at then, and I'm not sure there was any physical financial incentive that must have wooed you to go to Mali, considering Nigeria is a bigger footballing country, so to say, compared to Mali. So, what was that thing that actually governed your decision making to go over to Mali?
Okay, so first of all, I didn't know anything about Nigerian football because I left home very little. So I wasn't even 13 years old then. So I had left, and all my life it was between Mali, Ghana. So I didn't know anything about Nigerian. I couldn't say I wanted to come to Nigeria. I didn't know anybody as long as football was concerned. So all my option was there. So, and from there were prospects because I was still in contact with my academy, and the team was had a partnership with my academy. So that was where I went there, and from there I went to say.
Okay, for
And
me,
so sorry, Samson. I was the early days in Mali. How did you settle as a young boy? Going to a new
exactly my
country
question.
for the first time. My question is in two ways, basically. How did your parents handle the thought of you leaving them at such a young age to go to a completely different country? Then on your own part, how did you handle settling into a new country as a 13-year-old, or maybe probably less than 13-year-old? How did you handle settling in? Those early days must have been very tough, I'm assuming. So how did you handle it?
Okay, so I know people will think it was tough and all of that. For me, it was not, and I know it's funny, but then yeah, because
Really,
when we were traveling, I saw some other guys. They were crying. They were leaving their parents, and I'm like, "Why are you guys crying? I have
Ah,
the opportunity to go and play football for the I." No school to disturb football again. Nobody's going to call me when I'm playing to send me on an errand. I'm just playing. So why are you guys crying? I get to play football all my life. So for me it was not difficult in that aspect. But then on getting there, it was not very easy. You have to learn the language, the food is different and all of that. On that aspect, it was not easy. But then when all of you are footballers, all you do is go to class, come to play, then sleep, wake up. You don't have anything else that you are really doing. Then you
vous
get
parlez
along with
français?
people, which was oui, très bien. So learning the language was not difficult because everybody else was speaking. You didn't have anybody to speak English to because everybody was speaking French. So you had to learn. So it was not difficult learning. I think after 3 months, I could already express myself. I could already understand. So that was
JD,
it.
any question
Um,
for him on this topic?
Samson, did
yes.
you also attend the Malian Academy?
Yeah,
No, no, no.
Folari,
I'm good with my
how did
Je-
French.
it feel?
okay, yeah.
How did it
You
feel?
said?
How did it feel going from Nigeria to Mali and then seeing yourself in France? What was the excitement like? Really?
Okay. So from Nigeria to Mali, it took before France, it took a while. So I traveled the first time to Mali. It was in 2008. Then from 2008 to 2015, it was between Mali and Ghana because we had another branch in Ghana. So it was between Mali and Ghana. So in 2014, I went back to Mali, and between 2014 and it was in 2018 that I traveled to France. But before then, I had seen my colleagues, I've seen my teammates, people I grew up with already traveled. We were already playing professional. They were playing League One in France. So going to France to the division where I was playing, it was low, it was amateur. So there was no real excitement per se. I was happy that I was leaving. I was going to Europe. There were better prospects and all of that. But excited, I wouldn't say that because I had already seen people went from where I was to better places. So mine was not to
mm.
extent. So yeah.
Okay, finally
One more
on
question,
this.
please.
Okay,
So, what
JD, go
was the
ahead.
difference between your move and the people that moved before you? You made mention that they went to play in League On, and you went to play. You
Yeah.
played in a different league. So, what was the difference? What was the criteria used in pushing people to different leagues in France?
Okay, so the majority of people I saw went to France had played with Mali national team under 17, under 20.
Okay,
So it was not necessarily directly from the league that they went.
okay.
They had had the privilege to play in the Mali national team. So they moved from there. And when you are an international, you played with the national team,
Yeah.
it is
And
easier for you. So yeah, that was the major factor. Others went without that, but then the majority of people that went and then went straight to League One was through the national team.
Mali is in francophone. It's easier. It's easy for them to get in
Yeah.
French league.
yeah, that's
I just
another
want to
factor.
ask: growing up in Mali, was there ever the opportunity to switch allegiance?
It's like Samson is just reading my mind this evening.
To get their passport, I'd say yes. And then I think I had the opportunity to play with the under 20. But then back then I didn't know. So we had a match against the under 20 national team of Mali. And apparently the coach liked me. But then they didn't speak to me, they spoke to our secretary. So the secretary said no to me and introduced another player. So they took the player. So it was later that I found out that okay, they were interested in me, but it had already passed. So
I
yeah, I
have
had
a
the
question.
opportunity, but I didn't know.
Can you hear me, Folarin?
Yes, I can hear you.
Did the secretary recommend the player based on the fact he thought the player was more ready, or because of your background?
The player was okay. So our secretary had has an academy.
Oh,
So he has an academy of his own. The player grew from the academy, and we're
makes
playing the
sense.
same
Makes sense.
position. So
Makes
it
sense
was
now.
to his advantage.
Mm.
So,
Makes sense. Moving on. Folarin, we've heard
yeah.
a lot about the Nigerian professional league,
Okay.
earnings, salary, remuneration, millions flying up, down, left, right, center. What can you tell us about this? The salary scale of the Nigerian professional, at least compared to, say, a Malian league, have considerable knowledge.
Okay. So first of all, to answer this question, I'd like to say that I won't say that I really know the Nigerian league because until 2 years ago, I had not professionally played in any league anywhere in Nigeria. My first team, like professional, was NNL Crown, and that was like 2 seasons ago. So I don't really know. And JD knows me to an extent. I really keep to myself. I'm not the type that mingles a lot. So a lot of information flies around, but they don't get to me. So I don't really know a lot of things. What I know is what is going on with me, and if a few people share with me. So yeah, that's number one. So I might not be able to give you enough details as you want. So another thing is right now when you compare the safer to naira, it's another thing. Right now, people that are going to Benin, people that are going to Mali and all of that, they are earning more. But over there, they will say that they are giving them probably 200,000 safer. Maybe someone in Nigeria is collecting 250,000 to 300,000. But then the person over there is still collecting more than him based on the exchange rate because over there the safer is more
Stronger than
distant than
Naira.
Nigeria than
Valuable.
naira now. Yeah, so that's just it. If naira comes up and people are still collecting 350, 400, 500, then they'll be collecting more than those over there because I'm not sure they pay people so much like that over there. Benin League is not even professional.
So what
So
would you
I
say?
think
What
it's
would you say is the pay scale in Nigerian league, for example? I know you mentioned that you cannot speak for others; you can only speak for yourself. But from the little that you know, do you think that Nigerian footballers now are well paid compared to the cost of living in Nigeria, for example? Would you say they earn, say, 1 million naira a month or 500,000 naira a month, 250,000 naira a month? You do not need to give us exact figures, but you could give us a
okay.
range, for example.
I think the majority of players in Nigeria earn from 200 up. The majority
Weekly or monthly?
earn from 200.
How can it be weekly now?
That's
No be juju be that.
Nigerians earn monthly now. We don't do weekly
No
system
be
in,
juju be
in
that.
Nigeria.
Weekly. What are
Folarin,
the
still
club
on the
account?
salary. Still on the salary.
Okay.
We hear
Yeah.
stories every day about clubs owing backlog of salaries, players complaining here and there of bonuses unpaid, and some other incentives. What can you say about your club and maybe the other clubs that you? Is it the same thing with your club, or your club is with a different? Can you please
And
enlighten
please,
us about that?
sorry to cut in, JD. Please refrain from saying anything that might put you in trouble with your club because
I
we know how
understand.
it is with some of these, big
I
companies,
understand.
so to speak.
Or
Okay, so like I said earlier, I don't really know about other teams. Ikorodu City is the first NPFL club I'm playing, so I've not been elsewhere to what is happening, and I don't really even know a lot of players like that. So though I can't say what is happening in other clubs, but then here at Ikorodu, very honestly, there's no our salaries are paid and our bonuses are paid. No owing anybody.
Big shout out to Ikorodu
Is
City FC.
Ikorodu private owned? Uh,
yes, it's a
Yes.
private club.
Yes. Okay.
Talking of
Before
talking of talking of bonuses,
I think he was
when
about to refer to Brownie Day and some of
Yes.
his claims on a podcast recently, where he mentioned he made certain claims actually. I can't remember verbatim the things that he said. JD might be able to remember. Where he said the bonuses that they pay is not the bonuses that they pay are not fixed. It
Yes.
fluctuates from game to game, and he mentioned something about sometimes getting 15,000 naira, 20,000 naira depending on how well
Depending
you
on the
do,
opponent
in a
and the
game.
importance of the game.
Is this true? Do players negotiate contracts going into the season with a fixed bonus, or the whole team gets a bonus which is fixed as well? Or is Brownie Day correct to say that this thing fluctuates and a lot of factors actually come into play when they are deciding how much to pay for match bonuses? Can you shed a bit of more light?
Okay, so I don't have any friend at Enyimba, so I can't say what is going on there. It's the information that we have from Brown Ide that we have, all of us. So there is nothing I can say about that. I can only speak for where I have played, which is Ikorodu City. We have a fixed bonus. We have a fixed bonus, and then if we play well and our chairman is happy. Sometimes it gives extra, but we have a fixed bonus that he is supposed to pay. Whether we play well, we don't play well, it's not emotional. There's something that is supposed to pay to the players. But then if he is happy, he can add more and all of that. But there is fixed,
And
yeah, and it
are
is
there
not.
other
And our
incentives?
own is not 15,000, so I don't know what is happening at other clubs, but our own is not 15,000.
There are
I
there other
think maybe.
incentives like say goal scoring bonus if a player scores 15 goals a season or a player makes 20 assists? Because we've heard for players in Europe, for example, there was a time that Aubameyang had the goal bonus in his contract. There are several players across Europe that have certain clauses in their contract. Do we operate similar systems in Nigeria?
I don't know about other people. I can only speak for myself. In my contract, we don't have that. I don't know if other people do it, but I've not heard of any player that tells me that in my contract, so that if I score 15 goals, I get so. If I score 20 goals, I don't know of any player that has told me that. And for me, it's not in my contract. So yeah.
Before my next question, I just want to send a big shout out to Ikorodu City FC. Ikorodu City FC is a Nigerian professional league club founded in 2022. They gained promotion in 2024. They are the current Eco Champions Cup champion, and they've won a couple of Lagos State FA Cup. So big shout out to Ikorodu City FC. We see what you are doing. So our next question,
Nice.
Folarin, you spent time in.
Yeah.
Tell us about that journey. But most importantly, what was the biggest culture shock moving to?
God. Okay. So the journey, it was okay. So I went to France first, and from France, I think I got to France in September. I got there late because of my visa was not ready or not on time. So the league had already started before I got to France. So I got there in September 2018. Then I played till December. Then January I left for Romania. And the reason why I left was because in France the league was really low. It was an amateur and it was really low. The team I left for in Romania was in third division then. They were struggling, but they were in third division. To me, it's more opportunity for me because third division, the visibility is more and all of that. So that's why I left France for Romania. So cultural shock. I don't. The thing is, I'd say what I got there and I experienced is that the people they embraced Africans. At least Lugos where I was, the people they liked African. They didn't have a lot of Africans there. When they see you, they were receptive. The accommodation was great. So yeah, that
Talking
was it. So
about
apart from that,
about
not really
moving
a
from
cultural shock.
France amateur to a higher league in Romania. 2 seasons ago you were crowned. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 2 seasons ago you were crowned and you played every single minute of that season. Last season, moving on to Ikorodu City, you struggled for playing time, game time, kind of. My question now is, would you have sacrificed your higher pay at Ikorodu City? Because I want to believe that you got a better contract financially at Ikorodu City. Would you have sacrificed your financial incentive at Ikorodu City for your playing time at Crown?
That's a tricky question. But then, so if I'd have gone back to Crown, I'm not sure. I don't think I want to play NNL. I don't think I want to go back to playing NNL. From coming to the NPFL then, because I had proposition to go back to Crown at mid-season last season, but then I declined because I didn't want to play NNL again. One of the major reasons I even left Crown because they didn't want me to go. I'm sure you know about that, but I don't think I will. I don't think I will go back to.
Is it that you do
Yes,
not
just
think you
based
will go back
solely.
to NNL or you do not think you will go back to Crown? Is it Crown or the NNL?
I think it's the
I think
NNL for him.
I don't want to go back to playing lower than
Yeah,
MPFL.
Okay.
I think that that's what he's saying. Especially because if you consider the fact that he actually left France, which was a very lower league, because he needed more visibility, and he went to the third division in Romania. So for me, I believe that career progression is quite important to you as well, which is a very good thing.
Okay, still on this NLN MPFL, can you just give us a brief summary? What's the gap in quality, structure, organization between the NLL?
Okay, so that question would have been easier to answer if I had played other NPFL teams or other NNL teams. I've only tested Crown and then Ikorodu, so I only know Crown and Ikorodu. I don't know other places, so I cannot. If I talk about it now, I'll
Of
just
course,
be
it's based on
comparing
your
Crown and
experience.
Ikorodu. So in terms of organization and everything, I think Ikorodu is on another level compared to Crown. It's not even this thing
Close.
is not close. Yeah, it's not close. Or at
That's
any
Crown
level,
FC.
I think at that, I think at any level is not close. So yeah.
Yega, do you have a follow-up question before I move on?
Well, my follow-up question is, if you now compare the MPFL to Romanian third division, for example, or the French amateur league where you played, is there a difference as well? Does Nigerian Football League, that's the MPFL, does it hold up compared to those lower divisions in Europe?
For the level where I played and the places where I played, I think the NPFL is better than those places.
That's good. That's actually quite good. That speaks well of the
That's
league. We may
very
not be
good
able
of you.
to hold our own when it comes to say the Premier League or La Liga or Serie A, but
We'll get
if we're
there.
doing
We'll
better
get there.
than third division in
We'll get there.
Romania, at least it's something.
Yeah.
Okay, Folarin, considering the span of your career so far, what point can you consider the lowest point
Wow.
that you felt like giving
I'd
up?
say okay. The lowest point I'd say in my career was when I was in the academy. It was now when I became professional. It
That sounds
happened
like
when
a
I was
political answer.
okay. I'll explain and you know why. It is not a political answer, it's my answer. So professionally, I don't think I've faced as much difficulty as I did when I was in the academy. And the difficulty it was not because of people rather. Let me explain what happened. So leaving Nigeria to Mali in an academy where, trust me, I'm not trying to talk high of the academy, but trust me, the level was very high. You might not know the academy. Say, let me tell you some of the guys that came from me. Kolo Toure was from the academy. Yaya
Wow,
Toure was from the
Wow.
academy.
wow.
Zokora was from the academy.
Didier
Oh, wow.
Zokora.
Baki Kone was from the academy. Aruna Dindani was from the Indri
Wow.
Kofi Romari from the academy. Yves Bissouma from the academy. Sheikh Dukure that is playing for Crystal Palace from the academy. There's Amari Traore that is playing for Real Sociedad. Is from the academy. I can keep going on and on like that. So it's not like I'm trying to hype the academy, but the level was high.
That's a
So
super.
leaving Nigeria and getting to the academy, I saw because in the academy we have some we call it degrees where you pass on the field is different level of jogging the ball, but we call it degrees. There are times there are static, there are some there are if as you progress you move on. So when I got there, I saw some kids do things that I've not even seen someone on the TV do.
Now why you sabi juggle ball, abi?
Wow.
So majorly. But I saw kids do things that I've not seen people do on TV. Nobody around me had ever done it. And they were not just doing
It
it. If
shocked
you
me.
see the level of ease, like something that you've not seen someone do statically, like the person is standing and doing them, they were running with it. And they were not just running, there's a time limit they needed to use it to run. So they had to run 100 meters, let's say in 20 seconds, with the ball on the shoulder. So you jog with the shoulder, you run 100 meters within 20 seconds. So me that have not seen someone stand and jog 5 with his shoulder, I see someone running in 20 seconds, 100 meters with the ball on his shoulder.
You that came from
So
Sherry for beggar.
so you get. So I fell to
Where
a
did you do
place that
that?
happened to me, and I fell to a place in my mind where I felt like I was
You
Wow.
not
were
good
good
enough for
enough.
the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that spiraled into low self-esteem and all of that. So I'd say it was the most difficult time of my career because I had to, and I'm someone I don't really talk. I don't really share the things I'm going through with people. So I had to deal with it by myself. By then, I didn't even know that I could talk to people about it.
But you know,
So
try. You know, if you
I had
take
to deal with
inspiration
it by
from JJ,
myself, and
you couldn't take inspiration from JJ. You know, try.
I
I,
never
I have
met
a
JD that
question.
time.
I have a
I
question.
never met JD that time.
Two questions
Okay.
actually. You mentioned a
Okay.
host of players, footballers that have come through this academy in Mali. I was just
Yeah.
curious when you were mentioning these players. Did you by any chance cross paths with any of these players? That's number one. Then number
Okay.
two question is this academy that you speak of in Mali. In
Mm.
your time in Nigeria, do you think we have anything even close to that kind of academy in this country?
Inka, you have stolen my two questions. But
Why are
let's
you guys preempting each other like
Okay.
this?
So
Oh, na sleep the same place last night.
Folari, let's have it.
okay. So I had the privilege to meet Kolo and Aruna Dindan.
Mhm.
It was back in between 2008 and 2009. I'm not very good with dates, so it was between 2008 and 2000. I had the
While they
privilege
were
of
still
meeting
members of the
Kolo.
academy or after they had.
No. They had become. Kolo was playing at Arsenal then, and then Aruna
Oh,
Dindan
that's
was
true.
playing
That's
in
true.
Lens.
Colo was already at
Lens.
Arsenal in 2009. That's
Yeah.
true.
But in the academy, my time in the academy, I was with Amari Traore, the one that is playing in Real Sociedad. I grew up with Yves Bissouma. There is
Wow.
Oh,
Amadou Aidara is playing in
In
Leipzig.
Germany,
Leipzig.
Leipzig,
Yeah,
Leipzig.
yes.
Germany.
Leipzig. I grew up with him. Sheikh Dukure, the one playing at Crystal Palace. I grew up with him. So a number of players like that. Yeah,
Wow.
I used to live
they
And
in
the
were my
Germany.
second part of
sets.
my question,
Okay.
do we
The
have
second part
anything
of your
close to
question.
that in Nigeria?
I think Beyond Limit is are doing good. They are on the right path to getting there. They are not there yet, but they are doing very well, very
Yeah.
well.
Shout
I
out to
think
Not
if
only
they
Beyond
that,
Limit.
there's
continue
also
like that,
HB
it's something
Academy
that.
in Abuja.
So the thing is, I don't know a lot of Nigerian
Academies.
football, a lot
There
of
is HB in
academies.
Abuja.
I've heard a lot about Beyond Limit, maybe because they are close to Lagos here,
Yeah.
and HB is in Abuja. I've heard a lot
JDHB,
about.
are they the ones that host Romas on that?
They are the ones. The owner of the academy is the manager of Jadon Sancho, Alex Iwobi, and the like. Supreme
Oh, I
Sports.
think I'm
They
Mm.
played in the NNL
yeah.
playoffs last 2 seasons.
I've seen
Shout out
their
to them as well.
Yeah, they are doing
reaction to it.
wonderfully well.
It's good to hear that Nigeria is on the path because if you are featured in an academy that has produced that caliber of player, I mean these are strong names in football, and you are You are now saying that we have something close in Nigeria or on the right path. It's a good one.
Folarin, sorry
You
for
have,
cutting you short, and I expected you to mention FC Ibede. They are kind of close to your residential area, and you know the kind of the caliber of players that have come out of the academy. So I expected you to give them a shout out. They've been
But
doing it
are they
over the
doing well
years.
at the moment?
They are still doing very
Okay,
well. They
so
even have a stadium
I'd
of their
say
own.
since I've been in Nigeria, I've played against the Ebede, I've played against Beyond Limits. The set at Beyond Limits I played against, and the set at Ebede I played against. I'm not trying to talk this thing, but then Ebede was not close to Beyond Limits. I'm not trying to talk down on
Jenny, you
any
don't hear now.
academy.
I don't hear.
It's not the same. It's not the
Thank
same. They
you.
might have produced good players in the past, and
Yeah,
I
that's the part where I was
appreciate
coming
what they
from.
have done.
Okay,
So
before I
yeah.
move to my next question, I want to use this opportunity to congratulate our women's national team for completing the La Decima. We had to initiate Ramontada against Morocco after coming back from 2 goals down. It's a big one. We appreciate all the footballers, technical staff, all
Shout out
wins
to the
and everyone.
Falcons.
Start from one again
Big ups,
to another
Falcon.
10. Big ups Falcons. Folarin, my
Because,
next question is a bit sensitive.
okay.
I know you've spoken about how welcoming they are in Romania, how Malians were fine, but I want to ask about racism. My question will be in two parts. What is your view about racism? How much of an impact do you believe it has on current football landscape? The second part will be a bit personal. Have you
Okay.
been a victim in any way?
Okay. So I'll start with your second question. I've not been a victim of racism anywhere, and
You know they abuse Naija boy.
I'd also say maybe I've been a victim, but I was not even aware of it. That's another thing. Okay. Let me see what I have to say. There are a lot of God help me, but then there are things that happen and I think about them sometimes. I'm finding it difficult because it might sound a bit controversial. Not
No, just go
what
on. Go ahead.
everybody
We
will
love
see. You
controversial
get
sometimes.
okay. So when I look sometimes what people there is racism really, but then when to an extent you are not conscious of certain things, there is a way that what even if people do it, you might not even be aware. Let me say I would say why I said that. For example, we are in a field and then we are 22 players at least on the field. And then the fans are making a certain noise, monkey, whatever it is. So why are you feeling like is it that they are calling monkey and it's not another person? Now it's because they have tagged it like that. But I believe if we grow as African players to a certain extent, these things will not affect us, at least on that side. When it comes to fans making some chants and all of that, and then some players get angry on the field. When you grow to an extent that all these things are not, I believe that you can grow to the extent where they don't
You
affect,
develop a thick
they
skin.
will not affect you. Yeah, you can play in that sort of. Let me use myself as an example. There was a day in Romania. I was past walking with some of my guys. Some were white, some were so, and they made some noise, and we just walked past. It was later, one of my guys were now mentioning that those guys were making certain noise, and I'm like, what's the noise about? And they were saying it's monkey noise, and I'm like, it's not concern me. But the reason why I was not, yeah, the reason why I feel like I was
May
not
my money shall
even aware
complete.
of what they did. You said,
May my money shall complete.
so the thing is, I was not even aware of whatever they did because to an extent, I built my mind to an extent where I feel like there is no way you talk you a noise, certain kind of noise, whether it's monkey, whatever it is, will you will use it to refer to me and I will feel less of myself. I think if we grow to a place where we know that you know that you are not a monkey. If someone calls you monkey and then you start reacting, maybe some way you feel like you and some monkey have something in common. That's why when someone makes a monkey sound, you respond to it.
Well,
At
Nigga,
least it's my
well,
opinion.
I feel like racism, well, it's not a feeling. I know that racism is much more than just, making monkey sounds.
Yeah,
It could also go to the extent of denying someone an opportunity just because you think that, they are of an inferior race. I
yeah.
also think that just because something does not affect you, it does not necessarily mean that when you think that something is wrong, you should not, speak out against it, because there might be someone that it could affect in future, because we're built differently. I completely
Yeah.
understand where you're coming from, but it's just still important to acknowledge that this thing is a problem. And if it's not dealt with, we would not end up tackling it for, several decades to come, or several
Okay.
centuries.
Yeah, I understand where you are coming from, and I understand why you said what you said. But me, in my opinion, if this racism thing is going to actually stop, we Africans, we need to grow to the point where personally it does not affect us. Dunga has been in football camps very well. You know that it is people that get angry most that people used to pick
Target.
on the most.
Yeah, exactly.
When people insult you and you are always the one to get mad, people pick on you. But when you play along with it and you act like it is not, people tend to stop, because what they are looking for, the effect they are looking for,
I'm
it is
not
not
giving it to them.
having, they are not having it.
Almost
Or
like
I
they
just
do
wait
with
for you,
Vinicius Junior.
or I
Yeah.
wait for you
Yeah.
in the car park.
Yeah.
Continue.
So if we grow to an extent, because me, one of the things I believe in is that you do not have control of what other things will do. You do not have control of how they will respond to what you say or what you don't say. You can go out and go on a rampage and start talking about racism, but you don't have control over how they will respond to it. Whether they will stop or not, you don't know. But then one thing you can do is how you respond to the things that they do.
Mm.
So it becomes something more personal to you. It's not about what they do, it's about how you respond to it.
Okay.
Let me say, for example, when you go to maybe America, for example, and a white man calls you nigger, people term it as racism because a white man called a black man a nigger. But then if you check within ourselves, we call ourselves nigger, and then you don't get angry. So why is it that when a white man says it, it is racism, but when a black guy says it to you, it is okay?
Well, it's way deeper than that. But I don't think this place is the platform to really go into
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So
Per-
that's one thing. Let's leave that aspect since it's not the platform to go into that.
personally, I
Another
feel okay. Go
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
So another aspect where racism is, people call it racism, but I've had a few experiences, so I know to an extent that some things that people call racism is not necessarily racism. I don't know if I'm answering your questions, but then I'd say what I have
No,
to
no.
say. The
Go
thing
ahead.
is, when you look at it, let's say for example, you bring I'll use our place as example. Let's say, for example, we are the one that our football is more established. We are the one that have all the money, and they are the one coming down here. Then you have a player in your environment where that you can nurture and build, and then it can give you the results that you want. So, but there's another white guy that you saw, and you bring him in. Okay, come and try. If you do well, I'll take you. But then the guy is performing as, he's not bad, he's a good player. But since he's white, he comes and he's performing as good as the one you have there already. Between me and you, will you sign the white guy and leave the one that is already on ground?
Obviously not. Everybody should get
Okay.
opportunities based on merit.
So yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So, and there is a business side to all these things too, because if you are coming from another place, it means getting here. First of all, I'll have to pay for your visa. I'll have to pay for your accommodation where you get here, your plane ticket when you get here. You look at all these things. Teams look at these things. So if you get here and you are playing the same way that the other person here is playing, the person here will give me the same results that you will come and give me. Then to an extent, I feel like it's only normal that I tell you to go back, not because you are not
Of
good,
course.
but because I have someone else already on ground
I
that
can
That
can
do
is
do
one
what
cheaper
you're
better.
already doing.
and doing the same
And
thing.
that's not
And for
racism.
me, it is cheaper. So business wise, it is only wise that you pick someone that is already around. Maybe he's still sleeping at his parents' place. Maybe he has a place that is already, those things you don't have to cater for.
Well, that is
So
not
there's a
racism
business
now
side
in my own book.
to all these
Oh,
things.
oh,
So
Yinka.
there are, I know that there are cases where it is extreme. People are deprived of chances and all of this. And very honestly, it is bad. It's not every, but the majority of the time, if we are honest with ourselves, when you look at the players that they bring on to bench, probably the African player, you see that to an extent, the guy can deliver as much as the African player.
Folarin,
So if the African player is not bringing something,
can you hear me?
yeah, I'm listening.
Sorry for cutting you short.
Yes.
You are focusing more on whites and black. You are forgetting the fact that yourself have been a victim of racism.
Yeah.
You know, right? So racism can be between,
Where?
it can be between blacks. It doesn't have to be between whites and blacks. It can be between whites. A person from Europe is different from a person from Asia. They can discriminate against each other. Africans can discriminate against each other, and you have been a
Yeah.
victim. So racism is a
Yeah.
complex issue. It is not limited to how you are addressing it. So
Okay.
I think
Okay.
to each and everyone it is different. People see it different. I like the mindset that you are building, and I'm of that mindset. But in some situations it goes extremely complex that people suffer for it. They suffer for where they come from. So I don't think we have enough time to address that. Maybe some other time in future we'll have a separate
We'll bring you
session
back
for
and
this
we'll
topic.
discuss this racism complete.
Yes.
Anyways, moving on.
Okay.
As a professional footballer that you are now, I want to
Mm-hmm.
ask administratively, do you have a team that handles your contract, endorsement, PR? That is one part of the question. The second part of the question is for young aspiring talent managers that want to come into NPFL space. What would be your advice to?
Okay. If I have a team that takes care of PR and all of that, no, I don't. I don't have a team. I don't think I'm well paid enough to hire a team that will take care of that. So I cannot permit myself to. If someone volunteers that wants to do for me, I feel like I'll accept. But right now, I don't think I have enough to pay for a team that will take care of that. So yeah, that's that. For talent managers that want to bring players to the MPF, I'd say for now it's peculiar. Maybe it's peculiar to the league, but I don't think it's peculiar to it's football in general. But here in Nigeria, I think it is more build good relationship with stakeholders at club. That's I feel like it's very very important. If you are going to take your players somewhere and you don't have good relationships there,
I will
trust
pursue
me,
you.
your player might suffer.
I will pursue
Okay,
you.
so that's in the from what I've seen in the Nigerian system. So if you have good relationships with stakeholders and you are not doing one man mopo and you are not trying to put all the job on my player is good, because I feel like a lot of players suffer from it. And this is not peculiar to the NPFL. I feel like it is everywhere. A lot of managers just bank on my player is good, my player is good, my player is good,
There's a
and
lot more to
I
the
feel I feel
process.
like right now my player is good is not enough. My
Okay, so
player knows how to play. Okay, I'm listening.
sorry to cut you. I'm very sorry to cut you short. So when you say
No worries.
building good relationships and not banking on the fact that you have a very good talent in your possession, some people would say building good relationship goes beyond just being very familiar with some of the stakeholders in the football space. Some
Mm-hmm.
allege that there's also a bit of bribery involved or a bit of greasing of hands. Bros, just take this, make sure that my player always plays, or take this, make sure that my player is signed. Do you think this happens a lot, in the Nigerian football space? And if it does, do you think that it's something that can be overcome based on, what you've noticed so far?
Okay. So when you are talking about, I know it happens. It happens. So I'm not going to go talk a lot about it. It happens. People pay player to play and all of that. Me, at least where I am right now, I've not experienced it. Here in Ikorodu, no. But then I know it happens. People talk about it a lot. That this manager is paying the owner of the team so that this one can pay. I hear it almost all the time. But then, if you have a good relationship with, let's say, a owner of a team, I believe that there is it's not only in football, it's life in general. There is a way I have a relationship with Dunga that if I propose something to him, before he can say no, there is a way our relationship can play on his mind that it will be difficult for him to say no. Let's say he has a team and I have a good relationship with him. I bring a player that is good. Then he sees another player from another manager, and then the player is also good as my player now. It's not like the player is better. I bring a good player, the other manager brings a good player, but the other manager does not have the level of relationship I have with Dunga. Who do you think Dunga is going to sign?
Of course, we favor you.
So relationships go a long way. Not like I said earlier, not just here, but everywhere. But another thing about managers I've noticed is that they just send players to places. They don't look at the profile of the player to see if they fit into what they are doing there. This
Hmm.
is a very important aspect of this thing. You don't just take a player that you know that his style of play is probably let's play. He does not like running around a lot and all of that. You put him in a team where they are playing. I've noticed some coaches play it here in Nigeria, 4-4-2. So you literally don't play. They literally don't play from the back. You are in the midfielders literally watch the ball
They are
and come.
useless.
From the back, it goes to the front. From the front, it comes to the back. And then you are watching like this. And then they're asking you to pick second balls. Meanwhile, naturally, you go to so naturally, your style of play is that you go to play from the back forward.
You receive the
But
ball, you
since you
dictate
go,
play.
yeah, but since you go to the back to go and collect the ball, before they don't give it to you, but you're at the back already, then they play to the front. And they expect that you are flash. So from the back, you're already at the front to pick the second ball. It does not work like that. So as a manager, if I'm going to send my player to a place, I'd see if it fits his style. Now, it's not like the system is wrong. Coaches have their system and it's probably working for them. That is why they stick to it. But then it is not every player that can play in every system and they will thrive.
Of
This is
course,
the whole idea of you managing the player in the
of course.
first place. You want to put him at a place where he can be the best of himself. So if you are taking him to a place where the football does not favor him, then they tell you that the player is not then they tell you that the player is not good. And that is another thing. Managers send player to for trials and they are not there present with the player. They don't have anybody, any representative looking at what the player is doing. So the people in the club, maybe because of one thing or the other, not necessarily because he's not playing well, they don't want to sign him. They call and anything they tell the manager. Because you are not there, probably you accept and you say, okay,
And that happens
that
a
is
whole
good.
lot of
But
times.
then when you are there, you can put in word for the player because you see what is going on. They
Of
tell
course.
you he's not playing well, you tell them, no, I've been here the whole time. I see how well he's doing. So you can put in word but for the player. But then if you just send him there and then they don't want him, they call you and they tell you and that is it. So good relationship, the system of the team, and then be there also. Try to be present.
Okay,
That's what
two questions before we go to the trivia question. Trivia section. Tactically, now at least you've been in the
mhm.
NPFL for a year, played for Ikorodu City FC. You've played against teams
Yeah.
tactically, and of course, you watch European football. Tactically, do you think Nigerian professional football is there yet? That is my first question. And the last question is, as of today, Folarin Temitope Tolani, what is your biggest wish, footballer?
Wow. Okay, so tactically, I think it's very simple. We all know that we are not there yet. We are
The
still
coaches don't
working.
the coaches don't have the
Th-
knowledge, or the
There's
players are not there
improvement.
to.
Okay, so it's
Coaches that will
it's
be shouting,
everything.
jam 'em.
It's everything together. Everybody is growing. So the
They set
tactically
you up,
we are not
Abby.
there yet,
They
at
set you
least
up.
from the things that I've seen. But there's growth. There's growth and there is progress, and I believe little by little we'll get there. All I'll say is that we are not there yet, and this is not. We can see there. You see that there is a system that is working. It's not wuru to the answer. But then you see some teams play in Nigeria, and then you see they play like this today.
But
Tomorrow
you
it's
play in a
like this. The
system that
next tomorrow
works.
you don't know what they are
You play
doing,
in a system
and
that
then
works.
Best team you have ever faced. Best team you have ever faced in Nigeria.
yeah, in with Ikorodu, with Code Bright, it's a system that works here.
Folarin, best team you have ever played in Nigeria against.
Played against in Nigeria. I'd say it's Ikorodu City. Crown against
A,
Ikorodu. That's
I did the
that.
match. You
Yeah.
suffer
this
that.
man,
I think
man.
Dunga watched the match. I
Eh,
think
eh, eh.
Dunga watched the
We
match.
don't want crown. We don't want crown. We don't want.
Since you
Which
joined the Kurudu,
NPFL? Since you joined the Kuro, which NPFL team?
Okay, so the reason why I can't really answer this question, I didn't play a lot last season.
Okay.
okay.
So I didn't play. I played against Quara. I played 45 minutes. I played against Nasarawa. I played 45 minutes. The remaining were few minutes. So I can't really answer that question. If I'm to say, since I joined the corridor, I played only
That must have
against
the
two teams.
best team in the league.
And between the two teams, I didn't play against Remo Star home and away. So
But do you
and
think they are
Remo
the
Star
best team in the league?
Remo Stars has a system that works compared to other teams that I've seen. So they have a system that works. If that's what you're asking, they have a system that works. So
Shout out
yeah,
to Remo
but
Stars.
then If I'm to answer your question, the best team I've played against between Nasarawa and Kwara was better than Nasarawa. So yeah.
Okay.
He has
What's your
also not answered the question about his wish. Yeah.
Right now, I'd say just to play to the highest level possible.
Okay.
Super Eagles
Fair
color?
enough.
If it comes up, I'd embrace it with my full chest.
We hope
You're
it
fully
happens.
okay. We hope it
Yeah,
happens.
me too. Thank you.
Okay, now we'll go to the section. We'll start. I will ask what is your name, you give me your full name, and I roll out the
No,
questions. So are you good to
okay,
go?
we're good to go.
Okay, what is your full name?
Folarin Temitope Tolani.
Favorite food?
I don't really have a favorite, but if bread is a food, yeah, bread.
That mango
Just
for
bread.
that
Just
mango
bread with
for
Yeah,
water.
just bread. I know to the chop mango. I know be my care.
All time all time favorite midfielder.
All-time favorite midfielder. I'd say Tony Cruz.
Cruz.
Yeah.
Interesting
Good
choice.
shout.
Favorite teammates in Ikorodu FC.
Both of them are not around again.
That's
Gidado
not
and
true.
Wale, they were my favorite teammates.
Shout out to Gidado and Wale. Ronaldo or Messi?
Okay, so I'll have to explain a bit. If I am
Ronaldo or Messi, this man.
uh okay, I'd say Ronaldo because of the influence he has on other players. That's all.
Ronaldo. Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite manager.
Pep.
That's conflicting for somebody that likes Ronaldo. I have Pep.
I
Pep
said
Linders.
Ronaldo because of the influence he has on other
Which of
players.
the
Take it
Yes.
Peps?
Ronaldo. Don't
Pep
worry. Don't
Linders.
worry.
You didn't want me to explain, so
No
I stick to
explanation.
that. Okay,
Anyway,
yeah.
moving on. If you had the opportunity to win the World or the Champions League, which one are you going for?
Okay. I think I'll go for the World Cup.
World Cup. Interesting.
Yeah.
Best
What's your
midfielder in the
favorite for sorry.
Okay.
I wanted to ask what's your favorite formation?
4-3-3.
By midfielder.
Is there a reason you
What?
chose that?
What position would you play in that 4-3 among those three?
4-3-3, one defensive midfielder and then two attacking midfielders. I'll be one of the attacking
So
midfielders.
you be a Mizala, box to box.
Ewu?
In Italy, we call it Mizala.
Okay, box to box. Yeah, I think that's the role I play. So yeah.
Okay. Nickname.
I don't have any in Nigeria, but then Fofo when I was in Mali.
What does it mean?
Fofo. So Folarin. So instead of Folarin, Fofo. So and they had it in a movie. So we were watching a movie and then the lady said, "Fofo come let's go." So from there, Fofo, 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 Fofo.
Nice. You can any more trivia?
I don't know if this is going to take time. I was going to ask him if he could just give us a quick rundown of his ultimate 11, best 11 of
Okay.
all time. Goalkeeper,
Best 11. No, yeah.
right back.
Goalkeeper, I'd say no. Right back, Cavajal.
But we are going with your 4-3-3, by the way.
Yeah.
Two centre back, 5 and 6.
Ramos and Thiago Silva.
Santiago Silva. Left back,
That's difficult, but I'd say Marcelo. Yeah.
Marcelo. Defensive midfield,
DM, Busquets.
Busquets. The two attacking midfielders, like you said earlier. Although in my own 4-3-3, I prefer a central midfielder and an attacking midfielder or a box to box. But the two attacking midfielders, like you said earlier.
The two attacking midfielders. I'd still play Tony Cruz in that formation. Tony Cruz will be in the middle. And then I think who else? Xavi.
Xavi, Busquets, attack.
Yeah. Busquets, Xavi and Cruz.
Right wing forward,
Right wing forward, I'll put Messi there.
left wing forward,
Left wing for oh no, what's this? Sorry. Okay, left wing. I want to put Ronaldo at the front, so I won't put Ronaldo. Hazard.
Eden Hazard, and centre forward would be
Ronaldo. Yeah,
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
Okay, so if I got you right, that would be Neuer, Carvajal, Ramos, and Thiago Silva, Marcelo, Busquets,
That's
Cruz, Xavi,
Ramos and
Messi,
Thiago. Yeah.
Messi, Hazard,
Mhm.
and Cristiano Ronaldo. That's quite an attacking team.
Yeah.
Quite attacking. A lot
And
of control in the middle also.
a lot of it. With the midfield, yeah, you practically don't lose the ball. So, and at the front, you are deadly. At the back,
Okay,
I think we are solid too. Yeah.
It's,
all right.
it's, it's, been, it's been an interesting time with you, Fofo. We've
So fast, Fufu.
enjoyed a lot of your experience, especially as regards different content played. Thank you for honoring our invite. Big shout out to Ikorodu City FC again. Just on a final note, you guys finished fourth last season.
Yeah.
Going into the new season, what will be the target?
I think if we finished for them, we are looking to ahead, probably carry the league. So
Well, we
it's
hope it works out for you guys. We'll be watching and we'll be supporting as well.
thank
Because
you,
you've
thank
honored
you
us,
very
we'll
much.
be supporting you guys.
Thank you very much.
Just on a side note, the Ikorodu, the blue jersey, is that the home jersey?
Blue, we don't have any blue jersey.
There's one.
I think it's more of
We
white
have
and
a
red.
we have a white, we have a
Okay.
black, and then we have a yellow. We don't have
Oh,
a.
okay.
The
Oh,
white
okay.
was the home jersey. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice, nice, nice jersey.
Thank you.
To our fans at home, we say a very big thank you. Another episode is rounding up. Please engage on all our social media: Twitter, YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram. And once this comes up, kindly engage. Please give us more questions for Fofo to answer. I'm sure he would answer them on our platforms and engage you, his fans at home. From my end, I say uh, good night. Have a wonderful night rest
Ciao,
and have
ciao.
a productive
Bye.
weekend.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Oh, bye.